The world number 3, Peter Wright, the two-time world champion Adrian Lewis, and the players' champion Daryl Gurney are all through to the quarter-finals of the German Darts Championship. One of these two joins them to complete this half of the draw. It is either Stokes number 1, Ian White, one of the best players in the world, full stop, but especially in the tournaments away from the TV cameras, or it is a former world champion and world master, the Bullet Stephen Bunting. These two have met a number of times. The Bullet actually shades it in their head-to-heads, but the form man is definitely Ian White, who's just come through one of the greatest games you will ever see on any stage, let alone the European Tour stage. He beat Jamie Hughes yesterday. Jamie Hughes averaged 107. It wasn't enough against the Diamond. Rob Malarkey joins me, Dan Dawson, in the commentary box for this one. It could be a drama.
First leg, Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, both players coming through 6-5 yesterday, but two very different encounters. That match between White and Hughes, one of the standout matches of the day, one of the standout matches of the European Tour, full stop, both this weekend and last. Jamie Hughes averaging 107.21, but still unable to find a way through. And Jamie Hughes recently talked about having great performances and mediocre results, and that pretty much embodies what's been happening for Jamie Hughes of late. He has been rattling up some massive averages, but just not getting the job done, never going beyond the last 32 this year. Very much in keeping. Ian White getting through that one. Stephen Bunting getting through against Dimitri Vandenberg 6-5. A match that was toe-to-toe, but it just seemed to twist the way of Bunting with a 1-1-4 checkout that gave him a huge shot in the arm for a 5-4 lead, and it really gave him something to work with in the all-important 11th and final leg.
Well, Stephen Bunting is a man who has made a Euro Tour semi-final before now. He's never gone on to make the final. And even without Michael van Gerwen in this field, whoever goes on and makes the final or indeed wins this title is going to come up against some serious players. Just look, Wright, Lewis, Gurney, one of these two. James Wade's still in there. Johnny Clayton or Gerwyn Price go up against each other.
100.
Ian White won a Euro Tour title last year, of course. Bunting wants double 10. Good guide.
Doesn't use it though. Question is whether he will return.
He will.
Stephen, you're in line 20.
Yeah, looking for the treble that would have left double 16 as it is. Bunting takes out that double 10 with the first dart in hand on that particular visit, and it's the number 15 seed who draws first blood. Bunting not involved last weekend in the European Darts Open. He was beaten by Justin Pipe in the final round of qualifying for that. Pipe, of course, went on all the way to the quarter-finals in Leverkusen.
First maximum of the match comes from the Bullet. Last time they met was around about this time last year on the Euro Tour. Ian White won that one. Second round game, that was 6-4, but he'd lost the previous two. Although you are going back to 2015 for
100.
the last time that Stephen Bunting won on a big stage. That was a European Championship. That was, of course, the year where Stephen Bunting was playing in the Premier League. Explosive start to his PDC career.
Stephen, you're in
1-2-1 plays 1-2-8. Bunting first poke though. Trouble 20 leaves ball. Not going to happen.
26. In your corner, 100.
Pretty dreadful visit, really.
Yeah, he could have put some real pressure on there, at least, Stephen Bunting. As it is, Ian White may well fancy his chances here. He's left himself the bullseye.
96. Stephen, you recall 102.
More like it, Stephen Bunting.
Stephen Bunting.
Bit of a patchy visit beforehand, but he made the most of that second opportunity. And it's a break of throw for the Bullets as well, as Bunting steps up, leading 2-0, and he's often firing here already with another 180. Real momentum behind Stephen Bunting now. Just a shade under 50% return on his doubles yesterday by Stephen Bunting in that match with Vandenberg.
Yeah, he averaged 95.5 yesterday. It was good, without being amazing. But it was a very gritty display. There was some crucial stuff taken out under pressure, and that 102 checkout was reminiscent of it. At the minute, he's averaging over 100, Stephen Bunting. And there aren't many people in this field who have more experience than Stephen Bunting of winning big titles. Admittedly, most of them came in the BDO.
Great response here from Bunting. Look at that. A 180 met with a 180. What a response by Stephen Bunting. Ian White has to go again. And he does not find the treble with that visit, although he has set up a big checkout should the opportunity arise, but it may not arise because Bunting's on double 16 again.
50.
He probably comes back.
64.
But with Stokes number 1, Ian White, you're never sure. You're sure now.
So another opportunity for Bunting, and this time again he makes no mistake. He's done that well. He's learning his lessons here, Stephen Bunting. He's missed opportunities, but when he has been given the chance to return, he's made the most of it, and he's 3 up. 6 first-round defeats on the Pro Tour so far this year for Stephen Bunting. So he could do with a good run in Europe. I think I'm right in saying he's qualified for the next 2 Euro Tour events as well, so we will see more of him in due course as well. I suppose you could say his Pro Tour form, his floor form, is the polar opposite of Ian White's right now.
100.
Ian White's last year's Players' Championship Order of Merit number 1, £52,500 on the floors of Wigan and Barnsley, etc.
95.
One of 4 first-time European Tour winners last year, along with Clayton, Hopp and Gerwyn Price.
And we've already seen Stokes number 2 make it through to the quarterfinals. Adrian Lewis, the 110 average. Ian White, having spent years living in the shadow of Adrian Lewis and Andy Hamilton and, of course, Phil Taylor. Reveling being the top player from Stoke. Oh, look at this, double ticks. Yes, Ian White is on the board with a magnificent 132 checkout. I've just tried phoning Ian White's. I've got Ian White's number in my phone. He did have, I think he still does, but he hasn't even got his answer phone on. If you ring Ian White, and he's not going to answer his phone because he's playing Stephen Bunting in the German Darts Championship.
Good excuse not to.
Yeah, but his answer phone says, "Hi, this is Stokes number 1, Ian White." And he only really did it to annoy Adrian, primarily. But I've just tried ringing it there, and evidently he's not got his answer phone turned on, which is a shame, because I'd share it with you.
60.
The old hello upstairs, hello downstairs. First airing of that for today. Ian White currently averaging 102 and 3-1 down, but then he was in a similar position yesterday, wasn't he, against Jamie Hughes? So I don't think he's going to panic. the diamond.
140.
Yeah, Bunting has qualified for the next 2 Euro Tour events, the German Darts Grand Prix in Munich over the course of the Easter weekend, and a week later, German Open in Saarbrücken.
Historic venue, that in Saarbrücken, of course. It's where Max Hopp became the first German to win a senior PDC title. And you know who's qualified for that? Raymond van Barneveld. Bunting wants double 12. Bunting doesn't get double 12, but he will come back.
Shall we open the Van Barneveld can of worms now, or shall we leave that for another day?
I mean, you go for it, Rob.
100.
We'll leave it. We'll park it to one side.
Open the can of worms and then close the can of worms and then reopen it again.
Yeah. Why not? In keeping with the spirit of the great man.
4-1 to the bullet. And Ian White is in danger of averaging, what, 102 for the weekend and going out in his second game. 99 average for today. It was up at around 105 yesterday. The event, 103 average for Ian White right now. But that's not enough against Stephen Bunting at the moment, who, a bit like Darrell Gurney, is 95 averaging his way to victory. And that first 9 is very good from Stephen Bunting, though. 3 180s, couple of 140s. Is this another 140?
100.
Not quite. Only allowing Ian White 2 darts at double. You've got to play well to do that. He is not the number 2 seed for no reason, Ian White. He's the number 2 seed because consistently he's one of the best players.
Yeah, Bunting, like Peter Wright in many respects, will perhaps feel he's overdue a good run on the European Tour. You mentioned that semi-final appearance last year in Hamburg. That was his first in 2 years as well. I don't think he'll fancy another 2-year wait for another semi-final appearance. First signs of life from Bunting towards the end of last year. He had a good win over Peter Wright to reach the last 8 of the Players' Championship finals. But it is that consistency that just dogs him every now and then. And Ian White is just chipping away, just keeping himself involved. It is just one break. Bunting throwing for a 5-2 lead, but Ian White won't be losing sight of the fact that he is just one break down to get back on terms, and then will need to go again.
Running out of time, though, isn't he?
That word again we talked about yesterday, Torschlusspanik. There you are, running out of time. Running out of legs as well. 4-2 down.
60.
That is beautiful.
100.
Ian White would be fuming. He could not have placed that first dart any better, and he only comes away with a ton.
100.
And it's a ton that is met with a ton as well. More like it from Ian White.
Oh, my word.
And again, the first
on a
2
finish
darts.
after 2 darts, not on a finish after 3.
That is a twist of fate that may just give Stephen Bunting a huge helping hand, and he's making the most of it once again. Shame about that, not finding the treble 19, but he's in a good position with White on a bogey number.
well, the last start and each of the last two visits has hurt Ian White, and Stephen Bunting can go within a leg of the quarterfinals. Double 16. Gets it. 5-2. And the Bunting squawk comes out. Not even a word, it's just a noise. It's just a... Yeah, that's exactly it.
Cody Harris is here as well, by the way.
Cody, yeah, well, he was playing the qualifiers, wasn't he, on Thursday night? Didn't make it through. I'm not sure where he's been all weekend.
No, that's what I'm saying. He just suddenly reappeared.
Just arrived.
I saw him on Friday morning.
100.
48 hours has elapsed and he's just suddenly reappeared like the shopkeeper from Mr. Ben. Show my age there.
96.
Cody Harris, the New Zealander, Challenge Tour player, of course. May well see him in action on the European Tour this year.
That was the cue, by the way, for our camera team to pick out Cody Harris in the crowd, but they've just totally ignored that little prompt. Focusing on Ian White and his desperate attempt to get back into this match because he's 5-2 down. And Bunting, big visit here, will make things interesting in this leg that Ian White needs to win. And he needs to win another one, and another, and another.
99.
Well, Bunting does have the edge in the head-to-heads. There's Cody Harris. Is he in his start shirt as well?
Look like it.
Just think it's like... Yeah.
Is that allowed?
It's like when you turn up to the football and you've got your kit just in case. Just in case your team is struck down by a bout of illness and they're going to bring you on, even though you're a 52-year-old man who hasn't kicked a ball in 25 years.
And would you believe it, I just happen to have some shin pads and boots with me as well.
Bunting is going to look at 105. Ian White took this out a couple of legs ago. Bunting may go the same route. Treble 19. Doesn't get the treble that he needed.
57.
Yeah, he's been good on double 16 today as well. And that is what he would have left himself had he found it, but Ian White tops keeps him involved, but for how much longer? Stephen Bunting, one leg away, 501 points away from a place in the quarterfinals of the German Darts Championship, and a meeting this evening with Daryl Gurney.
This is the fourth time they've met on the European Tour. Ian White has won every single one until now. That might be changing.
60.
It's a shame he couldn't capitalise on that opening visit of 60 by Bunting. White only managing 60 in reply.
57.
Just a danger here that Bunting might lose his way. Another visit without a treble. White here, however, has one. And another. And there's room for one more if he fancies it. Some 40 will do.
You cannot discount Ian White in this game. I know he's got to break throw twice here, but he's averaging 97. He's not playing poorly. He's at 75% of his doubles. If he gets a chance, there's every chance that it's going to go. But can he fashion those chances? Look at that, a 132 and a 105 as well. He has fashioned a chance. But this would dwarf even the 132.
This is the danger for Bunting now. He looks as though he might be trying too hard. Just looked at a little bit of anxiety etched on his face there. White has a crack at 161.
Doesn't need to go for it. Could
But
just
doesn't
stay
need
on
to
the
go
treble
for
20.
it. Yeah.
Bullseye? Yeah, Ian White does like that route to mean that he definitely comes back with a couple of darts for the leg. Assuming that he doesn't miss the big number, but hey, look. Many people have told you don't miss the big number, Ian. I'm sure you've taken that on board. Yes. Oh, yes. 14 darter.
Never rule him out. Never write him off. All his floor form magic is coming to the party right here. It's what he needs to do. Just imagine there's no crowd.
Well, I
And
mean,
he's in Barnsley.
maybe he's cracked the whole crowd thing. I mean, it didn't bother him yesterday when he averaged 105 and beat Yoz's 107 average. He managed to get over the line against one of Bunting's mates, Rapid Ricky Evans, in his Euro Tour final last year to pick up his first big stage title in PDC darts. Ian White might win this, you know. Ian White might just win this when Stephen Bunting has looked to be not entirely in control throughout this match, but certainly top dog for most of it. But the Diamond is averaging 99. He's hit 80% of his darts at double. Very much like a Diamond, he is tough, he is hard. And Bunting might just be collapsing here. He knows he's got the last leg, and look, he managed to put in a decent leg to see off Dimitri yesterday.
70.
A slip, but unless it's a maximum, Ian White knows he's going to get a couple of visits for this, and it's not going to be a maximum. So the Diamond, I think we're going all the way here.
Yep.
60.
And I'll just go back to that time when he stepped up for 105, when he was leading 5-2, and he didn't hit a treble, didn't give himself a shot at a double, and that is effectively the turning point.
51.
Got to fancy Ian White on tops here, first dart in hand to really send a message to Stephen Bunting.
He's only missed one dart at double in the whole game. Make that 2. Make that 3.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, just steer it underneath those two, but it was too good in a way.
Is that it? It might be it. It might be it. The bullet pins double top for a 116, and the Diamond Ian White is beaten. The number 2 seed is out of the German Darts Championship, and Stephen Bunting is through to a Euro Tour quarter-final. It has been a number of months. It's been pretty much 9 months since we last saw Bunting in the final session of action on the European Tour, and to be honest, it looked like that wait might continue, but he finds a way to get over the line, and he will take on Daryl Gurney for a spot in the semis tonight. That's 4 games down, 4 more to come this afternoon, as James Wade takes on Darren Webster here in Hildesheim in a moment.
Congratulations. I wasn't sure if that would happen at the end. Ian got better and better.
You probably had more idea that that was going to go in than I did, to be fair. Yeah, really nervy. Another person who's beat me a lot of times over the last few years, and I think the last time I beat him was the Lakeside, so really, yes. But he's a lovely guy. He deserves everything. He works really hard at his game, and it's always documented that whoever practices with him does really well. So I think I'm going to start practicing with him.
In a situation where you don't win that many matches, is there a point where you think, okay, come on, it shouldn't happen again, that I lose matches like that, where you're in front with 3-4 legs?
I was totally in control of the match. I was scoring brilliantly, and my finishing was really good, and then all of a sudden you start thinking, this shouldn't be me. I'm used to losing these sort of games, so yeah, I've definitely turned it round. I believe in myself again, and I believe I can win this. I don't usually say that, but I actually believe I can win this today, and what a crowd. As soon as I walked on stage, I was made to feel welcome. I love them all. Yeah, especially the guy who's doing the bongos.
He's the best. Thank you very much. See you later again. Stephen Bunting. Schön zu hören, sagt, ich sage das nicht oft, aber ich habe irgendwie